Hi everyone, it's Becca and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I was thinking about what to film for my first YouTube video because honestly, I just have so many ideas. I have been on beauty Instagram for about a year, and in that time I've been thinking about launching a YouTube channel and I'm so excited to finally be here. But I thought let's just start with a good old-fashioned favorites because I want you to get to know me and I want to share with you what my preferences are in makeup, in hair care, and skincare. I also want to say I filmed this look for Instagram. This is not an everyday look for me. I filmed a red monochromatic look paired with a red lipstick. I swapped it out for nude lip for this video, but while this isn't an everyday sort of look for me, I do really enjoy wearing pops of color here and there, and I love a graphic shape. So let me know if you're interested in, a tutorial for something like that. I do want to say I have received some of these products in PR from brands and retailers, and if that's the case, you'll always see disclosures in my description box below. So let's get started. So my first favorite is the new Dior eyeshadow Quints. So they recently reformulated all of their eyeshadow Quints, which are their 5-pan eyeshadows. They're this size, which is the perfect size, I think. Honestly, I find myself less and less interested in really big eyeshadow palettes. I don't know if it's because the market is so saturated right now, but I'm very attracted to these color stories. So my favorite one has been this one called Jungle, which is just stunning. I mean, it has these like olive green, forest green tones along with some rich neutrals. The one I just showed you, the other one is called Denim, which is super fun for like a pop of color. And then I have another one called Mitza, which I can't find for the life of me. It's like a warm neutrals with coppery tones. But Jungle has just hit the perfect mark of that olive green trend that's happening right now while still being very wearable and creating everyday sort of looks. They can be used for soft washes of color all over the eye or for like a smokier, more dramatic look. And so there are a few different finishes in each quint. The one that I like the most is this olive shade. It is kind of this like shimmery metallic with a slight sheen. There's a bit of micro glitter in there, it's very subtle. I also really like that there are these like pearly, more satin shades, as well as their creamier mattes. So I am just really impressed by these. I have been using one of these like at least every few days for the last month or so. Dior did send me Mitza and Denim, but Jungle I purchased myself. It's my favorite, and I do plan to pick up more. So speaking of palettes that I'm loving right now, I recently picked up the Suku blush palette. This is their holiday 2020 palette. They did release one earlier this summer. This is what it looks like. It is beautiful. So Suku just came to Cult Beauty, which I'm really excited about because Suku is a Japanese brand that has before this point been pretty difficult to access in the United States. So I'm so happy they're at Cult Beauty. This is so stunning. It's my first Suku product, and I've heard, about their powder formulations for years, and I've always been curious to try them, and I can say that they are as beautiful and buttery and just sophisticated as everyone has said. So this palette comes with 4 blushes, these 4 right here. These 2 are a bit more cool toned. These 2 are warm toned, and then it has 2 highlighters. And I know that they did a similar version for the summer too, which now I really want to pick up. I hope I can still get it somewhere. But they are super pigmented. I have to say, I kind of expected, because they're a Japanese brand, I kind of expected that they would be a little bit more desaturated and give you more of that like very light watercolor wash of color. And that's not the case at all. I mean, they do give you that watercolor flush, but I find myself having to use a light hand and very fluffy brushes to give me that diffused sort of look. But I like having the option of being able to build them up if I want to. So my favorite shade, I think, is this shade down here. It's sort of this like peachy bronze. And the highlighters are both beautiful. They're slightly different. So the champagne is kind of more of a creamy pearl sort of highlighter. It does melt into the skin really beautifully, and the more you buff it in, it becomes one with the skin. And then the pink highlighter, it still has a bit of warmth, but it is a slightly blingier option. So I've been doing like a whole face of makeup with these. These wear beautifully on the eyes too. I recently did a stories kind of get ready with me on Instagram showing how I use this palette for basically a full face. So yeah, I mean, Suku's on Cult Beauty and I think you should check him out. So speaking of hyped products here on YouTube and on social media, let's talk about Lisa Eldridge's latest release. I have been a fan of Lisa Eldridge for years. I've learned so much from her, and I have also purchased almost all of her velvet lipsticks, but I was so excited to see her expand with new formulas in this latest release last month. And these are her glosses. They are so stunning. So I have two shades here. I also have another one, but these are my most used. So this is Muse and this is Go Lightly. They both correspond with lipsticks in her line. Muse is just a cream color, and Go Lightly has just the slightest bit of like very light golden sheen running through it. It's like a golden pearl. And Lisa describes these as a lip treatment and gloss hybrid, and I absolutely agree. They are so rich and like a liquid balm on the lips almost, and they fill in lip lines. They make the lips look plumper because they just smooth out the surface of the lips, and they wear away so elegantly. Like they deposit color, but once they fade away, they do leave your lips actually feeling moisturized and hydrated throughout the course of the day, which I feel like a lot of glosses claim to do, but they don't actually do. So it comes with this little doe foot applicator. I think these are so cute. It's angled, I don't know if you can tell, at a 45-degree angle. So it's easy to apply. These are both probably, I would say, a medium pigmentation, but they're buildable if you would like. So that's Muse, which for me is a really nice My Lips But Better sort of shade. And then this is Go Lightly, which is a really fun, like bright coral that it looks bright when I put it on, but it does really settle into the lips over like a minute or so of putting it on. I actually find that Muse is a bit lighter in pigmentation than the lipstick itself. Like Velvet Muse is a very, Lisa describes it as a smoky rosewood, and I have to agree with that totally, but the gloss is a bit more of like a brownie rose nude. It isn't quite as deep, probably because it's less pigmented, even though it's in the same tone. It's a more desaturated version of it. So I'm loving these. I wear them all the time, and I just can't wait to see her bring these out in more shades. So speaking of lip products that I have been loving, I have the Vesca Lush Glow Lip Oils. So Vesca Beauty is a newer brand. They are women-owned. They're a small indie brand run out of Canada, and I have been so impressed with all of their releases. They brought out, their first release was bronzers, and they brought out like 8 shades of bronzer, which if you've been following the beauty community in the last year, there has been a major push for inclusivity, for brands to bring out ranges that include all skin tones, and Vesca did that like from the start, and so I've been really impressed by them. I love the bronzer, but this is their latest release. It's the Lush Glow Lip Oil. So it's different from the Lisa Eldridge gloss in that this is much more of like a liquid lip balm. If you imagined a lip balm melted down and adding a bunch of rich oils as well as pigment, it's like that. So it has this really creamy quality. It comes with a doe foot and this chubby little applicator, which I love. And this you would think might migrate on your lips or something because of how creamy it is, but it really doesn't. This is actually one of my favorite shades. This is called Lotus. And let me show you a swatch. They're surprisingly pigmented. When they said they were releasing a lip oil, I thought it would be this like thinner consistency, but it's not. It's that liquid balm formula that really kind of hugs your lips. It feels very cushiony, and it also leaves my lips feeling moisturized. If you can tell, if you can't tell right now, I have like no tolerance for lip products that are not nourishing and drying and hydrating right now. That's just what I want, especially going into these cooler months. My other favorite shade is Ginger Lily, unsurprisingly. It's the other nude. This is a bit more pink brown, I would say. It's a little lighter than Lotus, but they are very similar. So you can see them side by side. There are also two other shades that I have somewhere and I can't find right now. If you can't tell, my life is a mess. I keep saying I can't find products, and it's because they're rolling around in my room somewhere. But I love all of them, and I highly recommend you give Vesca Beauty a try. I am a Vesca Beauty affiliate, so I'll leave my code in the description box below if you'd like to shop with me. No pressure to do so. I just really love this brand. If you have followed me on Instagram for any amount of time, you will know that I love Pat McGrath. I just think she's an incredible artist. I think the brand really reflects her artistry and the way that she thinks. I think they offer textures and colors and finishes that a lot of brands try to duplicate, but that don't quite get there. I'm actually wearing her Mothership 5 on my eyes right now. So given how much I love her, it's actually a surprise how long it's taken me to try her foundation, and I love it. I mean, I don't know why it took me so long to try it. I think it's just because I have so many foundations. I wanted to work through some of the ones that I had first, but this is everything I love. So I prefer a light to medium finish. I like something a bit watery and liquid in consistency. And day to day, I don't wear a foundation day to day, but when I do, I want it to be something that I can sort of sheer out on my skin or adjust the coverage as I'd like. So Pat McGrath hits all those marks. I would say it's more of a medium foundation, I think. It is buildable if you'd like for it to be. It is also very watery. It comes in a pump. I wear the shade LM14, which is my summer shade. I actually just ordered, I literally just ordered a lighter shade yesterday because she was having a sale for 30% off the foundation, and I ordered LM10. So I'll let you know how that works out, but that's when you know you really love a foundation, is you order it in your summer shade and your winter shade. And I apply this with a brush because it is more watery and fluid, and it just shears out really beautifully. I only use like half a pump, maybe 3/4 of a pump on an everyday basis. And then if I'm doing a more dramatic look or I want fuller coverage, then I can go up to a pump or even more if I'd like. But it looks very skin-like. And another thing that I love about it is that powders wear beautifully on top of it. So what I mean is that, you apply setting powder and it just holds on to the powder really well without looking powdery. And if I apply powder blushes and powder bronzers on top of it, it actually accepts the powder really well. And you would think that with a lighter coverage, more fluid foundation, that it might wear off throughout the day. And it actually has incredible wear time, especially when I set it with powder. I can wear it for like 12 hours. Not mask proof, of course. I don't expect any makeup to be mask proof, frankly. I just don't wear makeup under my mask. But on the days that I do wear this, I'm very impressed, and so much so that I bought another one. So I realize this is another lip product, but I just have to be honest about what I'm enjoying these days, and these are the Gucci sheer lipsticks. I mean, how beautiful is this packaging? They say Gucci on the lid. They have this like beautiful vintage rose sort of design and a gold tube, and I mean, come on. So this is the shade Marguerite Jade, and this is the one I've been wearing the most this fall. It looks so deep in the tube. It's like this rich, tawny brown with a bit of red, but on the lips, it transforms into just the coolest shade. It's like, it's hard to name. It has this like red brown quality to it. And it doesn't look like much swatched, but on the lips, it really is so unique. It almost has that quality of like Clinique Black Honey, except this has a bit more red and a bit more brown. Black Honey was like a plum color, if you guys remember that. I also love Agatha Orange, and I wore it like every other day this summer. I am transitioning into more like fall brown sort of tones, but that's Agatha Orange. It's like the perfect orange red. So I probably will pick more of these up eventually in other shades. I think the formula is really unique, and they're not like a liquid lip balm, or they're not like a lip balm or a tinted balm or anything like that. They truly are a sheer lipstick. They don't promise like hydration and moisture the way you would expect from a tinted lip balm, but they do give you that bit of shine and like comfort on the lips. So they're beautiful. I'm sorry to say this $42 lipstick is a favorite of mine, but it is. So let's move on to my skincare favorites. I have combo oily skin. I'm oily down like the center panel of my face, and then I'm pretty normal everywhere else. I do occasionally get hormonal like cystic spots along my jawline especially, but I have a very rigorous skincare routine of retinoids, of BHA, as well as barrier supporting ingredients that have really helped me address my skin health. But my skin my pores get very easily clogged, which was why I was so surprised how much I love this product. So this is the Pharmacy Honey Halo. It is their latest moisturizer release. This was sent to me by the brand, but I've since repurchased another. It is called the Ultra Hydrating Ceramide Moisturizer. So ceramides are very good for boosting your skin health. They really boost your skin barrier and make sure, especially when you're using actives and retinoids in your routine, that you're not overdoing it, that your skin remains robust, if you will. So this is kind of, my partner calls it the face butter. He loves it as well. It's thick without being greasy, and it's rich without being oily. So let me show you the texture. It comes in this cute packaging. It has this little wood lid that's metallic, and it comes with the spatula. I love that Pharmacy does this. So satisfying. But you can see how much I've used up here. You can put a little bit there. So what's unique to me about this cream being a thick cream is that while it's thick in texture, it's not greasy in finish. It doesn't leave me feeling like I have a mask of oily cream on my face. It sinks in and it doesn't leave like a shiny cast on the face. And as thick as it is, it's very spreadable, and it's just so soothing, and it's almost like a cushiony hug for my skin at the end of a skincare routine. So I think a lot of skin types would love this because there's no added fragrance. It does have a few fragrant oils, I think, though I don't smell anything. And there's also honey in this, which my skin loves. It's very good for skin healing, especially if you have like acne prone skin. It's really great for that. So I would definitely check this out. I will be using it throughout the winter months, especially in cooler weather. My skin, even though it's combo, it does need that extra boost of moisture and hydration, and this is giving me that. Next up, I have two K-beauty brands. So the first is the Dr. Jart Cicapair Tiger Grass Calming Mist. So for me, there are two types of mists. There are makeup finishing mists or priming mists, and then there's skincare mists, and this falls into the latter category. So the Cicapair line from Dr. Jart is not new. This release is actually not new, and it is targeted to soothe irritated and red inflamed skin. So it uses Cica, which does all of those things. It really calms down skin, it takes down inflammation, it takes down redness. And I use this either throughout the day or in my skincare routine, sometimes like between skincare steps to throw in some extra juiciness. But the thing that I love most about this mist is the actual mister itself. Let me just show you. I mean, that is so satisfying. It has this like beautiful herbal smell. It does include essential oils, I think specifically bergamot oil, but I have heard a lot of sensitive skin people say that it doesn't bother them. So, you know, always worth patch testing if you're super sensitive, but there's no added fragrance. So I just love how fine it is, and I will even do it over makeup. And because it's just so refreshing. And if I can find a way to reuse this bottle after this is empty, I will. This was sent to me by the brand, but I have purchased from Dr. Jart myself many, many times through the years, both here and in Korea when I go visit. And the Cicapair line is very popular in Korea, and I'm so excited to see it gain popularity in the West because I think it's just a great line of products. So the next K-Beauty product I want to talk about is the Keep Cool Soothe Bamboo Sun Essence SPF 50 Plus PA 4 Pluses. So this is a Korean sunscreen, which means that it uses chemical filters that are not available here in the States yet, but that are far more advanced in terms of their UV protection, broad spectrum, as well as their cosmetic elegance. They just wear so beautifully on the skin. I just don't even really mess with Western sunscreens anymore because I'm like, what's the point? I love this because of how traceless it is on the skin. So it's called a sun essence, and to me, it's like a lightweight lotion. Has this really cute packaging with this like very satisfying plastic tip. But here's a little bit of it, and it just disappears into the skin and it absorbs really quickly. I don't have any pilling or any issues wearing this over my regular skincare. And I am just so impressed with how it absorbs. It just, I forget it's even on my skin. And it's great for reapplication throughout the day as well for that reason. It's actually very similar to my other favorite SPF, which is the Klairs Soft Airy UV, their chemical version, not their mineral version. That one is a little bit dewier and shinier on the skin, and this one has more of a matte finish, as you can see. And so I love both. It just kind of depends what I'm looking for that day. And this is a really, like, this is the only SPF I've tried in the last couple of years that's giving, you know, my original favorite, the Klairs, a run for its money. But it's definitely a repurchase for me. It's available on YesStyle, and I will leave my YesStyle code below. So lastly, we are rounding it out with a hair care tool, and this is very bougie. I just want to say, I'm just gonna say it off the bat, it's very bougie. So I recently cut off like 10 inches of hair. I have had long hair for several years. I've had this length before, but I had grown it out for several years. And in COVID, I just got so sick of it. So the first hair appointment I had since lockdown, I was like, just take it off. I need a fresh start. And so my hairstylist did the thing where she tied my hair in a ponytail and she cut it across, and I was holding up this like very long ponytail, and it felt great to throw that thing out. So now that I have shorter hair, it's kind of a lob style. I have been looking for different products and different tools, specifically a straightener. I have naturally straight hair. It's very thick and coarse, and so even though it's straight, I wanted it to be able to style it like this, like the lob style. I also curl it occasionally here and there, but I have been using the T3 Lucia ID, which is just a brilliant piece of technology. So it has a touch screen. I'm not saying your straightener needs a touch screen, but this is a really nice one. So it has a touch screen that lights up on this panel when you turn it on, and it's called a smart hair straightener because there are all of these pre-settings that you can select. So when you first turn it on, you can program whether your hair is colored, whether your hair has been or chemically processed at all, whether you have fine to coarse hair, the length of your hair. I think that's it. There's a few questions that you ask, and it basically customizes the perfect heat setting for your hair. And I know that seems sort of like a simple thing, but actually I was thinking about it and I was like, every other straightener I've had, I'm just kind of playing a guessing game when I'm adjusting the heat and just hoping that it's not damaging my hair. And I really liked that this tool will remember your heat setting every time you use it. It's not something where you have to wonder, like, am I frying my hair? Like, just because you don't see it smoking doesn't mean it's not being damaged, you know? And so while I fully admit that I probably would not have purchased this straightener on my own, it's now become kind of a precious gem in my hair care wardrobe. There's also a not smart version, just a regular version of their T3 straightener, which I think is also great. Comes in the beautiful white ceramic with the rose gold finishes, and I'm sure it gives you just as beautiful of a result with your hair. I like the bouginess of it, and I like the high-tech experience. I will also say this heats up in like under a minute. I want to say like 45 seconds. It's so fast, and it also cools down very quickly. So I'm just overall like so impressed with this. It's the first like nice straightener that I've had, and I'm kind of like, oh, I've been really missing out. So yeah, it's a splurge, but I really enjoy it. So that's it for today. As always, I could probably keep going, but I will save it for another video. Thank you so much for watching and for being here with me. I hope that you will like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also come follow me on Instagram. I'm at Becca Sun, Becca_Sun. I'll put it somewhere on the screen. I am very active there. I share more of my like everyday life kind of stuff there, as well as beauty posts. And thanks so much for joining in. I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.